Skip Bayless thinks Shedeur Sanders could turn Browns into Vanderbilt of the North. Contrary to what their 2-5 record might indicate, the Cleveland Browns are not an awful football team. They have some things working in their favor, namely one of the NFL's best defenses. Led by Myles Garrett and an intimidating defensive line, Cleveland gives up the fewest yards per game of any team in the NFL. There's some talent on the offense, too. Rookie RB Quinton Judkins ranks 10th in the NFL in rushing already, and he punched in 3 touchdowns on Sunday during the Browns' dominant victory over the Miami Dolphins. They have a Pro Bowl WR2 in former first-round pick Jerry Jeudy. What the Browns haven't had in quite some time is a competent QB. After trading Joe Flacco and handing the keys to rookie Dillon Gabriel, little has changed. The Browns earned an easy 31-6 victory over the Dolphins, but they did little through the air. Again, Gabriel completed 13 of 18 passes for only 116 yards. He's now started 3 games for the Browns, producing a QBR of 30.8. That mark puts him 33rd in the NFL. At least one prominent media member believes the Browns need to turn things over to Shedeur Sanders, who could provide the spark to the passing game that Cleveland has been sorely missing. Skip Bayless believes that with Shedeur Sanders, the running game, and the ferocious defense, the Browns could become the Vanderbilt of the North, complementary. Skip Bayless believes Shedeur Sanders should have started for the Browns from the start. Sanders has moved his way up the depth chart. After starting the preseason as the Browns' QB4, roster shakeups have led to Sanders now stepping into the QB2 role behind Gabriel. The former Colorado star should get his chance, eventually, to make his NFL debut. A 31-6 game in the fourth quarter probably would have been the opportunity to do that, but Kevin Stefanski didn't make the move, much to the dismay of Browns fans. Gabriel was always going to take his lumps, just like Sanders will if and when he gets a chance as the team's starting QB. But Gabriel will have to play better moving forward, or there will be enough doubts about what Cleveland has to do in the future that they will have no choice but to give Sanders a shot. The Browns have an uncertain future. If Gabriel isn't the guy, then they have to find out if Sanders is. If not, Cleveland will be right back in the market for a QB in the 2026 NFL Draft. There are hot takes, and then there are Skip Bayless hot takes. The man who has made a career out of sparking debate just dropped another bombshell, this time aimed squarely at Shedeur Sanders and the Cleveland Browns. On his latest show, Skip didn't hold back. Looking dead into the camera, he declared, Shedeur Sanders might turn the Browns into the Vanderbilt of the North. The statement sent shockwaves through sports talk circles. Cleveland fans were furious, Deion Sanders loyalists were rolling their eyes, and the internet lit up with memes, reactions, and fiery debates. But beneath the clickbait headline, there's a deeper question lurking. Is Skip Bayless just stirring the pot again? Or could there actually be some truth hiding behind the fire? Skip being Skip, or something deeper? If you've followed Skip Bayless over the years, you know he loves poking at the game's biggest names. LeBron, Dak, Mahomes, and now Shedeur Sanders, the NFL's newest media magnet. Skip's comparison wasn't random. Vanderbilt, a college program buried at the bottom of the SEC for years, is known for its academic reputation but football mediocrity. Bayless was making a pointed jab, suggesting that with Shedeur under center, Cleveland could look polished and well-spoken, but still lose where it matters, on the field. Deion's boy can talk a big game, Skip said. He's Hollywood. He's flash. But this is the AFC North, not Colorado, not the Pac-12. If he doesn't deliver, he'll make the Browns look like a team more focused on marketing than football. Vanderbilt of the North. All class, no wins. Ouch. Why this cut so deep in Cleveland? For Cleveland fans, that one line stung. This is a franchise that has spent decades fighting for respect. The factory of sadness days were supposed to be over. The city believed Shedeur Sanders was the quarterback to change everything. The young, confident leader who could rewrite their story. So when Skip dropped his Vanderbilt comparison, it wasn't just an insult to Shedeur, it was an attack on the belief that Cleveland finally had its guy. Local talk radio exploded. One host fired back. Skip Bayless couldn't find Cleveland on a map if you circled it for him. He just hates seeing the Browns win. Another said, "You call a kid Vanderbilt when he hasn't even lost a game yet? That's not analysis. That's laziness." But the truth is, Skip's comments hit a nerve because the fear isn't entirely unfounded. The hype machine versus reality. Shedeur Sanders came into the NFL with more spotlight than any rookie in recent memory. The son of Coach Prime, a social media icon, and a walking headline machine, Shedeur's every move is analyzed, reposted, and debated. And when the Browns drafted him, it wasn't just about football. It was about brand, about personality, about turning a franchise known for heartbreak into something cool. He brought swagger to Cleveland. Clean suits, iced-out watches, confident interviews. He said the right things. "I'm here to win. I'm here to make the city proud." But Skip's critique wasn't about his words. It was about what happens when the hype collides with the harsh reality of the NFL. Because in the AFC North, nobody cares about your nil past or your social media following. They care about how you perform in the fourth quarter of a snowy December game in Pittsburgh. And Skip, ever the cynic, doesn't believe Sanders can handle that. Shedeur's silent response. But if there's one thing Shedeur Sanders has mastered, it's handling pressure. He's been doubted since high school. People said he was only getting offers because of his dad. Then he torched defenses in college, proving he wasn't just Deion's son, he was his own man. Now with Cleveland, he's facing the same storyline again, and using it as fuel. When asked about Skip's comments after practice, Shedeur didn't flinch. He smiled and said, "Everybody's entitled to their opinion. I just handle business. That's all I do. No rant, no tweets, no drama, just quiet confidence." It's the same composure that helped him lead comeback wins in college and impress veterans in the Browns locker room. While Skip talks, Shedeur works. And that might be the very thing that turns this story around. Coach Prime's message. Of course, when your father is Deion Sanders, silence doesn't run in the family for long. Coach Prime took to social media with his own message. Short, sharp, and classic Deion. "Some people get paid to hate. My son gets paid to play. We ain't the Vanderbilt of anything. We the standard." Within minutes, the post went viral. Over 1 million likes. Thousands of comments. Browns fans rallied behind it. Even a few NFL players chimed in with support. And just like that, what began as Skip Bayless' insult turned into a motivational banner for the Browns locker room. Fuel for the fire. You can bet every player in Cleveland has seen that Skip clip. Head coach Kevin Stefanski doesn't need to mention it. It's already bulletin board material.